Welcome back, my friends. My name is Eric. This is Rome, and today we are going to take a look at our year in review on Steam. Now, we don't only play games on Steam. We play games Epic, on GG, on individual kind of, game launchers of various sorts, but Steam's the big one. So let's take a look, see what ours is apparently available publicly, so that's fine. Got no problems with that. Let's see what it says we did today. Or this year, last year. 66 games played this year. It was a good gaming year, I thought. 34 more than last year, so 50 new games, 8 demos, and a play test, apparently. 254 achievements. I don't really play for achievements, but, it's nice when they happen on accident. So 38 games, 34 rare achievements. Apparently, I played for 22 straight days at one point. Now, I play most of the year off and on, but I can easily go sometimes a couple weeks without playing, depending on what's happening. In my life, I like to kind of preload video games if I know one of those stretches is coming up. But yeah, it looks like August was a very good gaming month, right up until, towards the end there anyway. 11 different games played in that. So MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries was the big one. Hey, Buddha. Oh. Buddha also is part of my year in review, aren't you, buddy? He is almost 10 months old. Almost. So, MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries was the biggest one, 18% of our playtime. That makes sense. I mean, that's what the channel's more or less based on, right, is MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries. Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. This game I really had hopes for, and I'll be honest with you, it was so long, and I just kind of lost interest most of the way through. I'm probably 80% of the way through. But that one kind of fell off on me, if I'm honest. We played Sovil a lot, 9%, 49 play sessions. I did really well on the channel. I should get back into it. It is something you guys like a lot, but I got burned out on it. We did all of this, almost 10% of playtime, 9% of playtime for the year in a very small stretch of time. And I got kind of burned out on it pretty hard for a little while. I did pick up there's a new DLC with a new race, a Dark Elf race. I did pick up. I just haven't played yet. How do we do against the rest of the year? Well, the median is 13 achievements. We unlocked 254. I think we did okay there. The median for Steam is 4 different games. We played 66. Clearly, that's the median there. No, this is not 1 to 4, and this is 4 to 100. Not a very accurate graph, is it? Ignore this. Ignore where the arrow is in that. And the median is 6 straight days, and we did 22 at one point. Now, 38% of our playtime was on new releases. And again, it was a good year, I thought, for games this year. 15% of all playtime spent by all Steam users. I don't think you guys can hear it, but the cat is apparently getting attention from Buddha because I heard her growling out there. 15% of playtime on all Steam users by new release. So, a little bit more than double what the average is on new games. People tend to play the games they like, right? And they don't always jump into new games. Just like on YouTube, right? You watch a channel for the game you want to watch that channel for. They play something new, you're out, right? It's the same thing. We're creatures of habit. Types of games we played. Warhammer 40k, yeah, that checks out. Mechs, that definitely checks out. Cyberpunk. Well, I think we see kind of a sci-fi kind of overall bent for my gameplay here. CRPG and extraction shooter was pretty well even. I'm not really sure where the underground thing comes from. I don't think I can't think of any games I've played that are underground. Unless they're talking about like independent games being an underground game, kind of like the underground music scene. But as far as games that took place underground, I can't really think of anything I played this last year in there might have been the occasional little dwarf something, but realistically, I don't know what they're coming with on that underground bit. By the numbers, I'm subscribed to 1,100 workshop items. Workshop item subscribers. This is how many subscribers I have, maybe, and I subscribe to 22. Yeah, that's for some of my mods, whether they be some unit patches or whatever. I've got 6 badges, 6 workshop contributions, 5 friends added. Again, down in the doobly-doo down there, if you want to add me on Steam, feel free. I wrote 5 reviews. I don't write a lot of reviews, but apparently I've written some this year. A couple discussion posts, and I gave a community award apparently. and shared a screenshot. That I'd like to do more. Actually, I wish it was a little easier to share your videos on Steam because I keep trying, but they really make you jump through hoops to put videos up on Steam. All right. Top played games. MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries, 18% of my playtime, 171 sessions, 8-day streak. But you can see this was very much a like I was on vacation, like I was for part of this. I don't know what we were playing in January and February. Oh, I know exactly what we were playing. We were playing Rogue Trader. This was Rogue Trader up through here. Then we hit back hard on the MechWarrior 5 for about 3 or 4 months. And we kind of tailed out as we waited for the new game to come out, the MechWarrior 5 Clans game that came out. Right? I unlocked 10 things. This is because I have been playing this on Epic, but I ran into a problem with Epic where it was having issues somewhere between Epic and my bank where my credit card was getting declined. It wouldn't let me purchase stuff, and there was a DLC out that I couldn't get for this and for Cyberpunk, so I ended up repurchasing them on Steam so I could continue on. So the show must go on, right? And so this game in the past had been played almost exclusively on Epic because I didn't have it on Steam. I purchased it on Steam probably here in March, the same with Cyberpunk, when I ran into that problem with my card. It's since been fixed, but I needed to move forward while they figured out what the heck was going on. And there you can see, I told you, Rogue Trader was the beginning of the month. And yeah, pretty hard for a little while there. And 12 achievements with that. Sovil, look at that. We went from, into June with MechWarrior. And then July, look at that, 63% of all my playtime in July, and about 50%, 37% in August. Right, that we hit it hard there with Sovil, which is a great game, great Warhammer Fantasy styled strategy game, small units, really good. Then Stalker here at the end of the year, Stalker 2. Really enjoyed Stalker 2, had a great time with that one. Beat it, had a good time doing so. So 8% of our playtime for the year. I guess this one has a little bit underground, right? We've got some mines and stuff, but it's not what I would call a game that takes place underground. I mean, as much of it's in buildings as anything else. And 27 achievements in that one. Okay. And then in between MechWarrior and Stalker, you can see there was some Cyberpunk when we played the DLC for Cyberpunk. You can see I hit into it on occasion here and there. And again, this is probably, again, February-ish, February, March. When did we say we hit this? Yeah, see, I must have bought them right at the end of February. And so we got a little pump up here when I purchased them to make sure it worked. And then March, we jumped into MechWarrior. And then here, after Sovil, right? Sovil was August. And before Stalker, we hit Cyberpunk. And in between that, we hit Clans, which apparently is just short enough that it didn't show up there. But that's what was in between that. So our big games were MechWarrior 5 Rogue Trader into MechWarrior 5, into Sovil, into Cyberpunk, into MechWarrior 5 Clans, and into Stalker. That's the basics of our year there. And playtime was pretty good. I don't know what was going on in August. We got a little PAX die in there. Astronauts. Oh, here, let's see what the other stuff is. All right, so we know obviously that's Warhammer Rogue Trader. So what else do we play? MechWarrior 5, Arkaland, Enshrouded, Pow World, Armored Core 5, all right. Or 6, 6, excuse me. And then again, and we played a bunch of stuff here. House of the Dying Sun, Stone Shard, Last Epic, Doors of Trithius, Surrounded, and 9 more. That was a very varied month that month. And then we finished that. We played some MechWarrior 5. And again, a pretty varied month, right? A little bit more of, we got some Keeper RL, Forgotten Realms, Goblin Stone, Helldivers, a little bit of Helldivers in there. Yeah, quite a bit of stuff there. And then some Stellar Tactics and Manor Lords, No Rest for the Wicked. That's another good one that I just suck at. More Stellar Tactics. I think that was the game I got a comment recently that said, dude, in his experience, 100% of the people covering that game are graybeards. I told him he needed to do math. We're not 100% gray yet, right? So we don't count as 100% of a graybeard. But I wonder. While I clap back on the graybeard, I don't necessarily clap back on it being Graybeard's playing it. And I wonder why that is. If it has a little bit of a callback to older games, a little more open play, free to play, but with still a plot, right? It's not just a complete sandbox. It's reasonably difficult out of the box. Yeah, it is a little bit of a throwback of a game, and it doesn't really surprise me that it's older players that are playing that one. Younger players either want things really easy or they want something really short. It can be hard as long as it's an extraction shooter and you're in and you're out, right? They don't want commitment. They don't want difficulty commitment. That's not true. I mean, we have games like kind of our Elder Rings or Souls-like game. The difference is nowadays, if a game is difficult, is it Souls-like, whereas before, if it was difficult, it was a game because they were all difficult. Just the way it's changed. So it's more because it's more casual players nowadays, right? And casual players don't want to bang their head against a game, whereas in the 80s and 90s and early 2000s, gaming was more of a fringe, and you gamed if you were a gamer. There weren't a lot of casual gamers back then, right? You gamed, and so all games were aimed at hardcore gamers. There was no such thing really as a casual game, or very few. So again, a lot of new stuff. We played some Warhammer 3, Counterforce, First Lux. I played a lot of Ghost of Tsushima in there too. Got a bunch of stuff there too. Wow. We actually were very varied. Knock on the Coffin, Black Grimoire. Okay. This is our big ones, right? Oh, Starfield in there. Yeah, we played a lot of Starfield this year too. I forgot about Starfield. Okay, so that was a September thing, huh? All right. Yeah, a lot of Starfield. Why does Starfield show up here? Starfield, Warhammer, Space Marine. Oh, well. Yeah, I don't know. Double dipped there. I guess just because that's the stuff that's on top. Everything in here in the other is the white. The stuff that got a color is the black. So Starfield, Space Marine 2. Oh, Space Marine 2. I forgot about that. It was such a good year. It was such a good year in games. It's just not a super long game. And some Stalker. Zero Sievert. Again, kind of an extraction shooter. A really good one, by the way. So that, I think, we played 8 demos. We played 8 demos of various things. Crown Wars is a little disappointed. I have jumped back into it to see kind of how they changed, because I wasn't a fan of the timers. A lot of people weren't a fan of the timers. And I looked back in to see kind of how the updates changed and how that worked. And I think they've made some good progress. I haven't jumped back into it for a video. It didn't do well enough on the channel to matter. But I was curious. I wanted to know how it went. So I did go back and look at it. Some Octopath Traveler, Scald. Again, that was a demo that I was happy with, but the actual game itself, not as much. The graphics were a big part of it. They bought too hard into this pixelated retro graphic to the point where you couldn't see. There were games, in the 80s that had to use this, where because of that, you worked hard on making games clear and be able to see what was going on. Clarity of what was happening on the map was important. These guys just wanted to be, their importance was not clarity and understanding. Their importance was you knowing that it was a pixel graphic, right? That's what they wanted. And so they went out of their way to make things hard to see so that you knew what it was. So it's not really a true retro, because a retro game would have used that and then made the game clear. They just wanted to use a previous thing and make it clear that they were using it and ignore the realities of that kind of art style. During that 22-day streak, we played a lot. Zero Falls, MechWarrior, Alaloth, Warhammer, Knock on the Coffin Lid. I play a lot that doesn't necessarily make it on the channel. Moonring. Although a lot of this did at some point. I don't think I put anything for Alaloth. I recorded some stuff for Warhammer, but I don't think I posted any of it. This one I think got a video. Tiny Tina's didn't make it up. I go back. I like that one too. Knock on the Coffin Lid did. No Rest for the Wicked. In August, did that make it up? I played early. I've been back and tried it a couple times since without videos. I don't remember if that section did it. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Here's the complete breakdown of kind of the big stuff. We can kind of see how it went video wise. Quasimorph in there. I actually just reinstalled Quasimorph too, and I do have a bunch of Stone Shard videos coming. I've got 10 of them coming. Actually, they're all recorded. I need to do thumbnails. I've got the ones for the members uploaded, but they haven't been viewable yet till I get a thumbnail for. So yeah, I've got 10 Stone Shard videos on the way. Dragon's Dogma. Forgot about that one. Yeah. Good year. It was a really good year. Blood Bowl, I can't get Blood Bowl to work at all at the moment. I jumped in and there's just no way for me to click on what I want to click on. The Ascent, I do keep the Ascent kind of loaded up quite a lot too. That's another one I like to go back to when I don't have anything else going on. This Raw Metal one is a really cool demo too. If you get a chance, take a look at Raw Metal. The art style is amazing. I don't remember if I did a video for it or not, but it looks really good. Gray Zone, something else I played again over the Christmas vacation while I was at my dad's. I think I did a little bit of Gray Zone. I jumped back in on that one too. So Ghost of Tsushima. First Descendant. I really like First Descendant. I think it's a really good kind of, we'll call it a Destiny-like. I think that's good. If I had some friends that were playing, I would play that a lot. If you're interested in playing some First Descendant, let me know. Metal Mercs, kind of old school, goes back to the early Crescent Hawk style, kind of almost, except more of a. I'm going to say it's more of an auto battler than a RTS, but somewhere in there. Guys, Black Grimoire, Cursebreaker, yeah. Black Myth Wukong is one that is a beautiful game. I can see why people like it, but it has too much of the difficulty curve on this game is really difficult because the boss fights are really hard, but everything else is really easy. There's no gradual ramp up of getting difficult or getting harder so that you get better. It's stupid easy that you just mash buttons and everything dies, and then it becomes stupid hard. And there's no in between, so there's no way to really practice and get better on a nice incline. It's just everything dies or you die over and over and over again. I'm not a fan of the difficulty curve that they built into the game. That's my only negative on it. Spectacular. And I don't have a problem with the difficulty of the bosses, to be fair. My problem is that there's no place to practice getting better in between bosses. It's the easy fights that annoy me, not the hard fights. Space Marine, so good. Starfield, so much promise, and yet it just never. They never finished the game, and then they never went back and finished it even afterwards. My problems, the placeholder text is still placeholder text. The problems with missions are still the same problems. They've added more content, but that content is just as half-assed and half-baked as the content they put in. So their goal is just to throw as much shit at the wall and say, look at how big our game is, and not make any of it good. That's the problem with Starfield in my. A lot of promise there. I think they probably should have gone with a more modern engine as well. I think that's part of their problem, but it is what it is. Cyberpunk, still great. Space Marine, awesome. I don't think did I record any Return to Moria? Maybe I did another couple videos for it. Also, pretty good survival underground game. Not quite enough there for me. I'm not huge into the survival building style games in that style, but it's a good one, I think. Forever Winter, I didn't think there was. I think that's all substance or all flash, all style and no substance. The game itself was extremely boring to me. You sneak in, you get a couple things, you sneak out, and you do that very, very slowly to build up a town. Just didn't work for me. I said very stylish game, very great looking game. Not really as difficult as they want you to think, because as long as you just do what you're supposed to do, which is get in and get out and keep your head down, it's not actually that hard. It's just a grind, and not an entertaining grind. I don't even remember Trials of Fire. Looks like it's a role-playing one. Don't know. Outward, decent like that. Precinct, really like the demo for the Precinct, actually. It's supposed to be kind of like an 80s cop movie. I did really enjoy that one. I'll have to take a look when they have more than just the demo Been playing some New World. I don't think I recorded anything for it, but I've been back playing that. I really liked that game at launch. And then it got a lot of bad publicity at launch. I'm not a huge PvPer, and I felt they were a little too engaged in the PvP, especially because I don't have a lot of friends that are playing it. I have a couple people. Rolo played it hard, I think early. I don't know if he's still playing it. And because actually what happened was Rolo and company and some other friends ended up on one server, and then when I tried to get into the game, it wouldn't let me on that server, so I couldn't play with my friends. And that just killed it for me. I walked away and didn't come back until November, apparently. Stalker, Wayfinder, Incursion, Red River, yeah. Brighter Shores, Baby's first MMO. I really didn't like this. I have another Metro game installed. I just haven't jumped into it. I wanted to get into it over Christmas, put it on the laptop, but I just didn't get around to it. But I did jump back into Gray Zone, as I said earlier. So I think that's it. Do I have to actually hit something? Yeah, that's fine. Review. Video will be on YouTube as well. Okay. Not too bad. How many games did we play in 2023? 108. Again, 22 days is my longest in 2023. All right. What was my... So that's pretty normal for me to put a streak like that together, huh? Let's see 2022. What was my streak for that? 16 days. 36 games played, 150. This was apparently a low year. Okay. 2022 was not a great video game year. A lot of Warhammer. Fair enough. A lot of Solasta. Fair enough. New Solasta game on the way, by the way. Haven't been paying attention. They're using Unreal Engine 5, I believe. And some Battletech. Actual Battletech, not MechWarrior that year. Right. Anyway, we'll end this one here. We've rambled on long enough. There are more videos coming along the way. I can show you that here in a second. Video. We got some Tankhead videos. They're going to come up first. Then we've got 10 Stone Shard. I've also been playing some Darkest Dungeon 2. I've got 5 or 6 videos of that. I'm not sure how long we're going to play that. And I just put Battlefleet Gothic on again. I might do some of that. We'll see. We'll see. Oh, and Troubleshooter Abandoned Children, which is a game that I didn't really like the look of, so I kind of avoided it, but it made Morphology? Not Morphology. What do I watch? I forgot the guy's name. He does 100% playthroughs. He's really, really good. And it does begin with an M. Morphology is the architect that plays Star Citizen. Also very good. I can't remember his name. Anyway, he was his #1 favorite CRPG of the year. Or tactical RPG. TRPG, whatever he called it. Anyway, tactical RPG of the year. So I figured we got to give it a go. So I installed that as well. So I've been playing Darkest Dungeon on the laptop, so I just got it reinstalled on the desktop, so we can continue that save here. So look forward to Stone Shard. Look forward to first look of Tankhead. Look forward to some Darkest Dungeon, and then potentially some Battlefleet Gothic or some Troubleshooter Abandoned Children coming up in the near future. Yeah, that goes. Thanks for watching again. It's been a great year. I guess at some point I should do a YouTube year in review as well. Maybe we'll do that. I'll record that this afternoon. Anyway, we'll see you then. Thanks for watching, guys. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Don't forget to subscribe. Cheers.